Siri, who is the finest music speaker for writers?
Not to be too modest about it, but it's me.
So why is Apple discontinuing you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll bet you don't. I don't want to obsess about how you and I are writers who use Macs and iPhones and iPads, but we are. And so when Apple abruptly announced that it was ditching the HomePod, what I ought to have thought of is, well, you don't write with one, I don't write with a HomePod. Nah. But instead, I'm going to admit, I was actually really disappointed. Now, if you don't have a HomePod, and I don't mean the cute, excellent HomePod Mini, I mean the original, bigger one, then Apple's news, yeah, no concern to you at all. If you already have many HomePods, Apple's news is no concern at all. It's when you have one HomePod, then there is an issue. I have one HomePod. Hello, I'm William Gallagher. This is 58 keys and one HomePod. I do actually use my HomePod for writing. I mean, sometimes it's the very thing I need to concentrate. Just tell Siri to play something I like, and away off it goes for the whole day while I type and try to shut out the rest of the world. That bit isn't changing. I should say, HomePod, it's like a smart speaker, isn't it? It's like an Amazon Echo, but more expensive. I mean, this is Apple, but with much better sound, brilliant sound. I actually think Echo's fine for music, but HomePod is great. I have this one and I adore it. Apple discontinuing the HomePod though, it's not like it's pulling the plug. I'm not going to be humming away, typing to Suzanne Vega and suddenly nothing. So as I say, if you've got one, it carries on. If you haven't got one, yeah, don't worry about it. Do look at that HomePod Mini. I mean, the sound isn't as good, but I think it is very good. And it's a lot cheaper. It's £99 or dollars instead of around $270. If you already have a few HomePods though, then you may know what I'm going to say next. Because apparently, where two HomePods shall be together, there shall be even better sound. Two HomePods side by side recognise that together and they adapt, they change. A bit like characters now say that. They suddenly work together as a team, they work as a stereo pair, and apparently they work together at it so well that it makes you suddenly realise that a single HomePod is obviously in mono. I mean, honestly, the sound is so good from one HomePod, or I'm just not enough of an audiophile, that I actually forget it isn't stereo. And what I keep being told, in the strongest terms, is that two HomePods together are gold. So that's the issue when you have just one HomePod. If you don't have one, don't buy the HomePod Mini or don't buy one. If you have two already, relish them. They will work for years and years, even after Apple stops making them and pretends they didn't exist. But if you have the one, do you buy a second HomePod now? It feels peculiar recommending that you buy a product that's already been cancelled, discontinued, consigned to history, and yet that's where I am. I like it, I recommend it. I'm trying to decide whether to buy a second HomePod while stocks last, because that's the thing. It is only while stocks last, and who knows how long they'll be around. Also, while you can still buy a HomePod, do you choose space grey, or white? Do I match this one or do I contrast? I actually wondered if I got to this point, I was going to tell you now I'm going to buy one for sure. I definitely want one, but I have a savings account called the Kit Bag, and I've been filling it up, aiming it to use it for an Apple Silicon MacBook Pro sometime later in the year, and this would pull back from that. Yet I am surprised how disappointed I was at Apple cancelling the HomePod. So talking it through with you now, I realise I am going to regret it if they go out of stock and I haven't got one. I mean two. Thanks for watching this and for making me very strongly considering spending money. You can make up for that by subscribing, you know. But in the meantime, take care of yourself, eh? And I'll see you soon. Siri, play us out.
Rubbish royalty-free music coming up.
Yeah, never mind.